At first, the Hoovers had problems with all the guys in blue that I mentioned earlier, but there were yet to be any issues with the guys in red. However, in 1984, all of that would change. During this era, the Hoovers were trying to find new groups to have problems with every day. They didn't care who, what, when, and where. They just wanted chaos, plain and simple. October 12th, 1984. It's a Friday night in LA, and that means it's the best day of the week. That's because it's Friday Night Lights, where the football teams face their division rivals. And on this day, the big game is at Crenshaw High School. So that means that all of the teenagers in South Central are there with their crew. The game goes well, and afterwards a group of 5 Deuce Hoovers head back to their car. They pull off, and as they drive down 54th towards Western, they pass a gray Chevy Tahoe. In front of the car are 4 guys holding up hand signs that they can't decipher. So the Hoover teens make a U-turn and pull right back up to the car. When they pull back up, they notice a famous face. That would be Tyrone Fudge, also known as Ace Capone. This guy is a Van Ness Brim, and his name rings bells throughout South Central despite being just 18 years old. Well, once the Hoovers notice him, they yell, "Hey, there goes Ace." And that's when 2 of them hop out of the car and begin chasing him down Western Ave. While 2 of the Hoovers are chasing him, the other hops in Ace's Chevy and drives it away. Long story short, Ace ends up getting away. But when he returns, he notices that his car is gone. So he panics and runs all around the area looking for his car. And finally, he finds it in the 57th Street alley. He's relieved, so he walks up to the car and notices something strange. 5 Deuce Hoover is spray painted all over his car. And on top of this, all of the speakers are missing and the ignition is gone. Wow, the Hoovers really embarrassed one of the most feared people in all of South Central. So after this, Ace starts asking all around, who are the 5 Deuce Hoovers and where can I find these guys? Well, a lady friend of his lets him know about a Hoover gathering later that night. So Ace gets together with 2 friends and decides to head to the party. 9:30 p.m. Ace and his friends arrive and notice at least 20 people at the barbecue standing in the front yard. And that's when they hop out. Bam! This incident shook up the Hoovers. They didn't know what happened, and only the 3 Hoovers from the football game really knew. Well, on November 10th, 1984, Ace would go down and eventually get 95 years. And this kicked off another wild rivalry for the Hoovers. The Hoovers versus Van Ness Brims was as serious as it gets, but it's actually far more complicated than just that, so let me break it down. The Hoovers became way too big to just be one group, so they broke down into 9 different sections, all of them claiming a specific territory. Starting at the very top, you have the 5 Deuce Hoovers, who cover from Vernon down to Slauson. Because of their location, their responsibilities are the rolling 40s, 50s, and 60s. Then directly under them in a small area, you have the 5-9 Hoovers, who have the same rivals as well. Then you have the 7-4 Hoovers, also known as the Beybes, and these guys are extremely close with the 8 Trey Crips. Then you have the 8 Trey Hoovers, and these guys are by far the most active. They're known locally as the Tiny Rascals, and nobody likes them. Towards the end of the video, you'll see why. They're just too wild. Then you have the 9 Deuce and 9-4 Hoovers, and these guys are heavy rivals with their close neighbors, who are the Rolling Hundreds. Then you have the 107 Hoovers, who are known as the second most active set. They rival the Rolling 90s and Hundreds as well. And lastly, you have the 112 Hoovers, also known as the Laylos. This is a small set that isn't really active, but altogether the Hoovers took over the 1980s and 90s. During this time, every single day was a wild one in South Central because of them, and they stood out by wearing orange everything. Orange rags, Converse, jerseys, and most importantly Astros hats. And a unique thing about the Hoovers is that everyone plays a different role. Some people step, some people drive, others get money, and others handle the girls. As long as they contribute to the organization, they don't have to be the biggest and baddest. Well, over the course of the 80s and 90s, they also expanded to other regions. They were so wild and feared in LA that they had the luxury to send other members across the country. Most importantly, hundreds of members started moving up to the Pacific Northwest, specifically Portland and Seattle.